We'll just kick this off. This is the Our Day Off podcast here at King of the Hammers 2026. And I am here with Ida, and I'm not even going to try to say your last name, okay? I saw you talk with Chase and write it down, and we both kind of looked at each other like, I'm just going to let you handle it.
Yeah, it's even hard to spell. I got a Swedish last name, so it's Zetterström. I don't know if you guys.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I wish I had a cool name like that. It's not nearly as cool. So this is my first time chatting with a drag racer. I have friends who drag race. Actually, one of my best friends right now just did a dragon drive.
Oh yeah,
Florida.
Oh yeah, Sick Week.
He just did Sick Week.
Yeah, I have several friends down there.
My buddy Al Combs, and he built some. It's gnarly. It's big turbocharged something around. I'm speaking Spanish. You know what I mean?
It's been like that whole part of it. Like drag racing has been around for so long, but the dragon drives, it's become so big like the last, I would say, 10 years. First they started with Drag Week and then kind of expanded. It was 1 week a year, and then it was right now it's so many events you can do. There's summer events, there's autumn events, and then we have Sick Week that kicks it off in the beginning of the year in Florida. It's cold down there right now though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. And there's actually one in Sweden too that I've done 2 times.
That's so cool.
So it's called Street Week over there.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to go to Street Week in Sweden.
I think you should.
I'm totally down. I'm totally down to travel for that. So listen, Top Fuel drag cars, right?
Yep.
Okay. I've watched tons of this stuff in person and on TV. Obviously in person, it's a totally different experience.
Oh, 100%.
We were in Indianapolis, actually, where the first time I went to a Top Fuel drag race, and we stood next to the K-rail because we had like some backstage passes, kind of like pit stuff, and we were with some friends who were in the industry, and it feels like it rearranges your inside.
Oh yeah,
when you guys leave.
It's like a small earthquake. A lot of times it sets off car alarms, and you gotta tell people that you gotta experience it live. I understand that you can like it when you watch it on TV, but it's not the same when you have experienced it live. It's such a feeling. It's really a sport that kind of rattles you.
Oh, for sure. It rattles you is an understatement. Like if you have the chance to go to a Top Fuel drag race and just even be in the stands, you don't even have to be that close. It rattles the whole stands, everything.
Absolutely.
Watching those videos of people who like go for the first time, right? And then you guys got the first hit and they're videoing their kids. They're not even videoing the drag track, they're videoing their kids waiting for the reaction. And the kids are just like, oh,
yeah, the eyes so huge.
Freak out.
Yeah.
It's real. It's real. Yeah. Those drag cars are wild. So
I mean, it's the fastest accelerating vehicles in the world, so that says a lot just right there. And we pull more G's than you do in a fighter jet taking off. It's like nothing else.
It's insane. So what kind of training do you have to do for that kind of G-force?
So we don't have specific training for it, but if you've never driven anything else and you get in one, the problem is usually that you can't keep your foot pinned. Because a lot of people, when they talk about G-force, you think about the power and the force you have on your chest, when you go away. Well, that's also the force that you have under your foot that's holding your pedal down. So a lot of the times, if someone isn't really trained enough for it, you step on the pedal and you instantly go off just because you're not used to kind of all that power trying to push you back. So for me, I've progressed, through the ranks. I started when I was 8 years old, and then when I was 16, I went up to a bigger class, and then I raced bikes for many years. And honestly, the bikes prepared me more than a lot of people might realize. We only pulled about 3.5 G on a bike, and in a Top Fuel car it's about 6.5 G, and then you have a negative 6.5 G when you pull your chutes. But the thing is that on a bike you literally need to hold on to the steering when you go down, so you kind of feel the feeling of speed even more than you almost do in a Top Fuel car.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a bike lover. I grew up racing dirt bikes at a professional level, and then kind of graduated with age, get a cage so you don't kill yourself. So I'm not going to act like I know what that's like in a drag racing setting, but I have a lot of experience with bikes and I love them so much. So I attribute a lot of my success in off-road racing with cars and trucks to my dirt bike racing days. It's a lot. I know everybody's like, that doesn't seem like it transfers, but it totally does.
It does. Yeah. And you use your body so much on a bike. I've never raced dirt bikes, but I've rode a lot of dirt bikes when I was younger as well. And the thing on a bike too, this was the bike I raced, 750 horsepower turbo bike, no wheelie bars, on street tires. And we ran about 215 miles per hour. And when you're doing that, you're pulling a wheelie going 1,000 foot out way past 200 miles per hour. And you got to, move your body around and steer it. it. And a lot of the things that you do on a bike using your actual body position and kind of small muscles in your core and so on, you don't do the same way when you race a car. But I feel like a lot of that feeling you get for how the bike moves or how the feeling is on track is the same in the car. You just translate it different.
All right, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to CT Raceworks. CT Raceworks makes the baddest parts in the industry, including the parts that Kyle Chaney uses to win the 2025 King of the Hammers 4400 race. Now, if you would like to use those same parts, feel free to go over to CT Raceworks and use the Our Day Off discount code, and that will get you a 5% discount on your entire order at any time. So that's Our Day Off discount code upon checkout. Back to the show. When you guys take off and that car hits,
yep,
is there like a certain, do you have to like do a certain thing? Because I guess I'm just thinking of like how fighter pilots, when you watch the videos and they do that thing where they like hold their breath, is that something you have to do too?
No, but we also do it for such a short amount of time. A lot of time people ask me, do you breathe? And I'm like, I don't know, because it's, you know, when you leave, you can't think about anything else than what that car is doing. So honestly, a lot of the times I get more of a feeling of speed when I go on a roller coaster because there's someone else, you know, pulling the shots of that. It's not me. But when you're in the car, everything you think about is feeling what that car want to do. Because right when you leave, it might want to wash a little bit to one side. It might move around. It might put a hole out. It might, you know, spin the tires. It might shake the tires. And you got to correct right away. So if you're not feeling what the car is doing and just instantly reacting to it. Same thing steering. A lot of people, they think we just point and shoot. But the problem is when you have 12,000 horsepower behind you and you got a long car, it's like the rear of the car wants to outrun the front of the car, and it's constantly doing movements back and forth. So you got to steer the car, but you almost need to steer before the car does that move. You got to feel it. It's like a gut feeling that you have of where you want to go and just make corrections. So it's small corrections all the way down the track. And the funny thing is that the more you do it, the more it slows down. So now I'm at the point where, you know, you cross the finish line and you look up at the scoreboards and you see, 372, 334 miles per hour, and you pull your chutes. When I started, I could not read the scoreboard going 334 miles per hour. But that's how much your mind slows down when you get used to it. So.
Gosh, that's so insane. That's awesome. I'm sure I'll never, ever experience that type of stuff. I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, like how you came up and got started. You started young and then kind of went through the ranks. But like, when did you first get into a Top Fuel drag car?
2021.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got my license. I was racing. I won the championship on the bike in 2019 and 2020. And in 2020 was when COVID hit. Yeah. So it was really hard running the championship. I had to go down to like a smaller championship because I was in Europe at that time. I'm from Sweden. So it wasn't open to run the whole European championship. And at that point, I knew I always wanted to be in a Top Fuel car. And I had enough sponsors that wanted to see me in that class and succeed, that I felt like I had the confidence of calling a big team and see if we could try and arrange for me to license. So I licensed during still a COVID-affected year in 2021. So I actually went over and licensed in UK. I had to be 2 weeks in quarantine at the racetrack before I could even start making passes in that car. But we licensed at the last, got the final license passes at the last race of the year over there, and ran the quickest ever licensing pass in FIA Top Fuel, and then we won the race. So it was one of those like spectacular weekends. It was a smaller race, obviously, since still COVID. But it was just one of those feelings where you felt like you really had found home, you know?
Yeah. And especially during COVID, that was like a really awkward time for a lot of people and some weird stuff going on.
Ways.
So to be able to do that at that time, I'm sure it was like a giant pick me up.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I could progress even though the world kind of stood still. And that was the other thing. I wanted to find enough sponsors because I don't come from money. I've always had to find partners to be able to be out here and do this. And I knew that to approach a company saying, I'm going to race Top Fuel, and you've never made a pass in a Top Fuel, they're going to laugh at you and be like, oh, so that's cute, you know? So I knew I had to get my license and make the passes and show that I can do this before I approach these big brands of finding more partners and going racing full time in that class. So that was what I did. We licensed in 2021. I was able to find enough to run a full season in 2022 over in Europe. We finished third in the championship. And then in 2023, we actually had Zetterstro, which I know is here at this event too, and obviously a big company that we had our main sponsor for that season, and we won the championship in 2023.
Awesome. Yeah. So are you racing in the States now?
I'm racing in the States now. I moved over here in beginning of 2024. not racing full time. I raced for a team called JCM Racing. So I raced 8 races in 2024 and I raced 12 races in 2025. And that is out of 20 races, that's a full season. So it was a little funny. I was, just before I came in here, I was up on the stage because my tuner I've had for 2 years that actually tunes my race car, he just finished today. So
very cool. How did he finish?
I haven't seen the official scoreboard yet, but I think last time I looked, he was around 15th. I think he finished 6th last year. So
okay, not his first time.
Not his first time, yeah.
Got
no,
it,
but he had a really good year last year, and it looks like they were doing well again this year.
Hey, listen,
happy for him.
Any time that you can cross the finish line here at King of the Hammer.
100%. And I know he builds his own car, so it means, a lot to take that car out here and really come here, do well, and cross the finish line with your own stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so you just made the trip out to kind of support him?
No, I'm actually here with VP Racing.
Oh,
so
sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
VP Racing is one of my big sponsors that I've raced with for years over in Europe as well, back from when I raced the bike. And over here, they're one of our biggest supporter, and it's actually the official race fuel of NHRA Top Fuel. So we do a lot of things together. So actually, Mike Emerson, one of our good friends here, he left me his pre-runner, and I had to take it out today in the desert before I came here. So part of the job,
Dang.
Yeah, I'm really happy he had the confidence in me to leave me there. He took me out actually to Baja for the Baja 400 pre-run. So I was there with him and VP Racing and a great gang to get to actually get some seat time in the car when we were out there. And might have scared him a little bit. He says I keep too much speed into every corner, so apparently I gotta work on that. I got good teachers around me.
Well, listen, you're good at carrying speed, it sounds like, getting in drag cars.
I'm not used to corners. I definitely need some more practice on that.
Yeah, the cornering game is like 0 in your sport.
Exactly.
If you're doing corners in your sport, it's bad.
Yes, exactly. Either it's going too slow or something has gone wrong.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yes.
Have you had any real bad wrecks?
On the bike, I crashed twice. Yeah.
Really?
So knock on wood, nothing in the car so far. But on the bike, I came off the track once. Actually, we didn't have there were no guardrail basically after the finish line, and it was a big windy day, so the wind kind of picked me up. I was small at that time racing, and kind of just took me out in a field, and I had to go off-roading in about 160 miles per hour, and that was kind of interesting, but went well. And then one time we had some stuff on the track that kind of picked up my bike and took it out for me, and I got to slide across the finish line in 200 miles per hour, so kind of
super.
Those things that happen. But hey, I'm here, so
yeah, it's all part of it, right? I mean, as long as you can get up and walk away, that's part of safety gear.
When you're racing, especially on a bike like that, it's not like if you're ever gonna crash, it's kind of when, and you gotta just know you have respect for everything you race,
sure,
but you can't be afraid of it.
Yeah, it's the same in racing. Like, we all know that we're pushing the envelope so far
100%.
that it's any minute. Like even today, the guys that normally win this, Kyle Chaney was out racing today, and he just had a freak accident. And you're pushing at 110% every single race.
If you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
At some point it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's a group of guys that come here to win, and those guys are going all the way the whole race, and there's at any moment this race will bite you.
I mean, you're living on the edge the whole time, and if you're not, you're usually not going fast enough. So I think the way that you can get in here, and for the top finishers to not have had any accidents, is probably one of those days when you go, oh shit, that was a really good one.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's had those days. Everybody's had the bad days, but that makes you really appreciate the good days.
Oh, 100%.
A lot more, know. And I'm sure you've had your plenty of bad days. Yeah, there's something about those bad days where you kind of look back at them when you're standing on the podium, and you're like, this is why I'm making the sacrifices. This is why I'm, had the bad days and had the learning curve, and and it leads you to that grand point where you're standing on the podium with the #1 spot.
Yeah, and the thing that's so funny with racing, and I bet it's exactly the same racing this, you can have 5 bad races in a row and you feel like, I want to quit this is the most stupid thing in the world, and then you have one really great race and you're like, oh, I love this, I'm gonna go do this my whole life, this is the best thing ever. You just take one really good one to turn that feeling around, and then you realize that those bad ones didn't really matter, because when you're back on top, that's all you think about.
Yeah, at the end of the day, for us, for me, I should say for me, because I can't speak for everybody. For me, I've built such a friend group here at Ultra 4 and just in the off-road racing industry. in a hole.
Yeah.
That there's no way I couldn't walk away even if I wanted to. I could have 100 bad days in a row, and I'm still coming back. It doesn't matter.
I think it's a classic in motorsport. You hear so many people, even when they get up in age and they say, "Hey, I'm going to retire next year," and they still keep coming back because you can't just get out.
Yeah, you can't
we're
just walk away.
This, so,
yeah, you get pulled back every time. You've always got that one friend who's like, "You just come on, just come with me," and then you're right back in it and doing it all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at the racetrack since I was 3 weeks old, and I've raced for this will be my 24th year racing. So it's not like I'm getting out. I don't have anything else. Racing is my whole life. So.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'm so tied in now that there's just no other way out.
Yeah.
And just do it. And so this for me is kind of another way to stay involved. I'm a racer at heart. That's what I started doing. I just started being a guy in a pit out here, building my own cars and coming here and racing. And now look, somebody handed me a microphone like a dummy.
Yeah, I've kind of done the same this year. I didn't have a full season, or last year. Last year I did 12 races out of the 20, and I can't just stand around. Like, that's not me. I love supporting everybody else, but I need something more. So NHRA put me on the broadcasting team, and I was doing top end interviews, and I was doing color commentating in the booth. English is my second language, so I was kind of terrified taking on that job, but it's fun with a new challenge. And, like you said, staying involved, bringing something more to the sport. I love that feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. It's wonderful. You are a girl in a predominantly male sport. Do you have any advice for maybe a girl coming up? I know in my friend group here, it's all called Team Indiana. I'm from Indiana. And we have a big showing here, and we have a new racer this year, and she's a little girl. It's one of our friends. Yeah, my friend Rick. It's his daughter.
Oh,
and
love to meet
you got any advice for her?
Oh, just, if you love it, just stay the course. Because I hear when I started racing, drag racing is so good in so many ways that there are a lot of women involved. But when I raced Junior Dragster, we were about a 50-50 split, girls and boys. But when I came in and started racing the bike, I was the only girl doing it. There was a few other girls racing every now and then. But I was the first woman to ever win a race, first woman to ever win a championship, ever run a 6-second pass. There was a lot of milestones that nobody had been there and done before. And I just didn't want to let that scare me. I just looked at everything and I said, if they can do it, we can do it. And they often being the guys.
Yeah, right.
If the guys can do it, we can do it. It's physically no difference, and if I needed to be stronger, I hit the gym, I worked out more. Don't let that scare you, don't let that stop you. Just because it hasn't been done before does not mean it can't be done. It's just
very
keep
true
going,
very true. The envelope is pushed every day here.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see people coming up in the sport, and we just had some people on a little bit ago that are bringing new like high school kids into the sport.
Awesome.
And like teaching them like how to wrench on them and how to build them.
Yes.
So it's really, really great to see people coming up and you being just a professional in your sport and coming on here and chatting with me has been great.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. It's my second
pleasure.
King of Hammers, and I've loved it for 2 years. Yeah, VP brought me out last year, and I loved it so much. And when they asked me to come back this year, it was a definite yes. This is an awesome event.
Gotcha. And actually, before the pod, we were kind of chatting. You're from Indiana as well.
I am, yeah.
That's awesome.
So kind of Team Indiana too.
Yeah, we'll have to go and make the introduction.
Absolutely,
We'd
I
love
would
to
love
chat
that.
with you. They're Cool bunch of people. Chad Hunt races 4400 on Saturday, and he's
Awesome.
got a big 4400 truck over there. So
Fantastic.
a lot of really awesome people over there.
Yeah.
So we'll
This event is definitely cool. I look forward to getting some more off-road, kind of seeing this off-road world a little more.
Gonna have to get you in an off-road truck, do some racing.
Yes, I got to go ride along with Christopher Pavordi earlier, and it's just like the more you do it, the more you just want to be in one.
Yeah. No, well, if you're riding with Chris, that's another level.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he did a really good job there. I enjoyed it. Yeah, for sure.
Very, very cool. Well, I'm super pumped that you're here. Ida, thank you for coming on. Ida, right?
You're good. Yeah,
Ida. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I'm so glad we got introduced to each other. Good luck on all your racing coming up in 2026.
So much.
Really cool to have you here at the 20 years of King of the Hammers.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It's been a pleasure to talk with you.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks you so
for
much.
having me on.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Thank you so much.